Righto guys and girls, today we are changing some lighting around. So I've got my hole and these to replace. The whole house pretty much that I haven't been in is top plated or 3-plated, which means that the power goes from our switchboard straight to the light fitting, and then a little 2-core switch wire comes back down to our light switch. I don't particularly like that way of doing it, so we're going to be changing that as we go. So at the moment, the 3 bedrooms and this hallway are on the same circuit. And the other night when Emma flicked this, it went bang and tripped. So that's our motivation for coming and doing this. So what we're going to do is run a new wire from the switchboard to our first light switch, and then that way when we even renovate the bedrooms, we will already have that piece done and we can just loop the feeds around. And yeah, we're going to have a 2-wayed switch there. This is going to be a double switch to go out to the landing out there as well, and another one here for this. Good idea as well, if you've got a fairly high ceiling space, to not have it so that the light fitting is hard up against the ceiling, which is why they've got this on a ceiling rose and lamp holder, so you can actually change the light bulb when you need to. Smart. But I don't have too many of these lamp holder fittings, so we're going to be using one of these. I'm not too sure where we'll put that as well. Just while I think about it, better not put a light directly underneath the fan, because if we did that, as the fan spins, it'll create like a shutter effect or a strobe effect in the lounge. So that could be shit. Anyway, so that's the plan. Putting the lounge and the hallway and the stairwell on the same circuit, and then making it so that the bedrooms work independently from that. So at the moment, this one here does our lounge, and this one here does the hallway and bedrooms, and so we're going to change that around as well. So let's get stuck into it. Just want to show you this as well. This is a cover for the light switch in the main bedroom, and you can sort of see why that was there in the first place. See the ring around where it has been. How shoddy is that? That's incredible. Oh well. Yeah, it looks like I was mistaken. This isn't triple plating. This is bottom plating, which is the way I like it, but just using no earths and only 2-core for everything. So I'll keep the wire intact for the one that goes out to the landing, because that's just was always going to be hard to actually do, which is this switch here and these wires here. And it means that when it comes to doing this one, it's the same. So that's fine, and we're going to be able to just replace the 1 or 2 wires that have an earth as we need it, rather than having to change something up and do the feed to all of these and take it back in from the light. So this is good. Length is good, and cut. Really didn't leave myself much of this cable to be able to tape onto, because I've got my length running loosely around, and this needs to go down that hole. It's not a very big hole. This is boarded in, so I could always just break that. And that's probably what I'll end up doing. Actually, let's do that right. The old hammer. So, let me see down that cavity. not much, goes through one more stud, and even that hole is tiny, which is a damn shame. But I can at least pull this out to here now. You can see all the dust blurring up the camera. So I'll just tape on my cable to that and pull through, and then we'll be able to use this to go up and down and pull more through, because we'll need a couple coming out of there. Yeah. And pull. Sweet. So that's going to be our feed. Got plenty of length up there, so grab a cutter and snip that off. And cut and label L. No, that's not a lie. That's a feed. I just pulled all this extra length through, it's still taped on just in case I need it. I'm going to tape this on and pull this wire up into the ceiling, and that way I'll have more than one wire leaving this box, because I want this next wire to go to that light, and then I've got yet another one to do for the other side to go from the light switch here up to wherever my fitting is going to go. But we'll just leave a little coil for now and then cut a hole out soon. So yep, tape on, that's the next step. So I just pulled up as much as I can, and it's gotten stuck. It's gotten jammed. So I've got to go down again and unkink it or reel more off or whatever, and then come back up. And this is why running cable by yourself sucks. Sucks ass. I mean, I could have Emma, but I really don't want to disturb her. She's been through, she's going through some things at the moment. Mostly pregnancy. So we'll just let her do her thing, and I'll handle this. But yeah, this is shit. But also decided to take the first one to the lounge instead of to here, because this one should be easy, and means we avoid pulling through this tight hole as much as we can. The less your cables rub together, the better, by far. And that's probably the main reason why it's supposed to be a Sparky doing this. Look out for that sort of shit. Right. So, enough length up there. Labelled it. I'm just going to cut it. And actually figured out on the other side where the stuff goes. So I'm just going to poke this up as much as I can. Come around this side. You see I've used a tool to just gently open this up a bit more, and if you look up, there are my wires. So I'm actually on the other side of this board, which it keeps being a problem because the board's halfway in the cavity, so a normal flush box, a nice new one, isn't going to work because it's not got the right length of the space through it. So there we go, there's my my light wire for the two that are going to be up in here soon enough. We can cut a little bit more, say, I don't know, that much. Don't need a lot, and poke it up and through. Maybe about that much. And bring that down, and there we go. That'll be plenty there. So that's one more thing to do. Never forget, even though we've got L and it's not our own house and no one else is here, we're just going to label it. Always label. So, taped on the next one to that feed. This will be the one going to this stairwell light, and that'll be nice and short. But damn, we are burning through the wire today. I'll tell you what, just absolutely burning through it. Okay, let's do it. So, wire came up, nice and easy. There's always that first little bit of resistance as you're pulling up, because the taped bit has to go through the little hole in the top of the flush box. That's sort of normal. So now I've come to this, and you see this every once in a while. Stupid in my opinion, but they've drawn a hole through that bit of wood, and that's what we got to go. So I get why they do it, so that they have something to actually screw into when they're screwing their light fitting up. That's cool. It just makes it really annoying. So I've just pulled that straight out. Okay. My plan was to tape onto that and pull it back through. Oh well, you get a few setbacks once in a while. So what we'll do is get rid of this giant cobweb for starters. That's disgusting. Ugh. You see them once in a while and they look like fucking dead mice, but they're just cobwebs up here. So we will sneak that through and push it down as far as I can. So at the very least I'll be able to get some longies, some David longies, needle nose pliers, and fish that out. So there we are, we're looking a little rough. And I've even got a nick in my cable there. So that's not good enough, but luckily that's far enough down that I've got enough length to just pull that sort of straight through. That length that I'll be pulling through was supposed to be so I can push this back and make this a nice little corner up here. Where'd the nick go? There it is. Yes, I believe I will make that. So I'll pull that through until I find the nick and then cut it there. Joyce. So here we go. It's up here. You could just throw some heat shrink on it. I don't have any. And when you're running brand new wire, you really don't want to be doing repairs like that. It's just bad practice. So we'll cut this here. I'll cut it a little bit further away so when I strip it back, then I'll have that length to play with. But it's easy enough to know which cable that was because that was the one that we initially used. So let's cut this other one and do our favourite thing, label. So that makes 1, 2, 3 positions where all the wires are where they are supposed to be and where we want them to go. So here we need to have one going to our hallway light, which is up above me there. We were going to put another one on the hallway though, just sort of where that hole was. So we'll do that, and might as well just do it all at once and throw one out to replace that. That one's not in very good condition, so we could just put the wire up there and not wire it in at the switch, so then it's safe, but the wire's there for when we ever get a real light. But we don't know what we're doing in that space yet. So no, I'll tell you what, fuck it. If we want to wire through there, we can do that another time, because this is easy to access. It's all in the back of this cupboard. So, get our feeds for that, and then after that we've got to do our feeds for the bedroom, master bedroom, and for our storage room. This is everything we haven't unpacked yet. There's some mountain of stuff. And yeah, we've got a whole bunch more stuff downstairs now too. It's all taken out of the old flat, so we've finally moved everything over. And that's going to be good to replace anyway, isn't it? Yeah, okay. We're going to use the existing holes down there, so we're not making any more. Even though in future we're going to probably rip that lining out and redo that as well. No point doing that for now. So we're going through the side of the wood, as that's how it was, and across. We've come back. Again, we'll tidy these up, and I've got a loop here. So all I'm going to do is pull up what I need as a loop, like so. Squish this end together. I've just drilled a hole just now, right here. Make it easy on yourself if you can. And then that'll be going, and again, like, that's the size of this hole, which is maybe 6 mil, and I've got to get this cable down through it. So that's just never going to work, is it? So, well, that one's in there nice and good. Bit of a surprise. I'm going to take the drill off of hammer mode, like so, and just drill down. And I'm going to fuck up this cable, but that's all good. But I do need 2 hands for this. And boom! Nice. I could hear the fitting actually fall away, which is all good. So just get a bit of wire down there. Make it good, make it nice. Leave enough slack here so that when it comes time to clipping these up and tidying this up later on, we actually make a nice corner. So, take a little bit out of there. Cool. And that'll be okay. Because I do want to tidy these up and clip them up. Mostly because I'm using this as like my main access way, even though the manhole is technically over there. I don't want to be snagging on these cables as I climb in and out. So, and because I've made my main cable pathway coming down this area before we get into the switchboard here, yeah, I actually am going to tidy these up. You don't actually have to if you're not too close to the manhole, but I kind of want to in this case. So like, I could leave all those lying loose, and at some stage when I get less of a priority list, we will do that, but it's not too high on the priority list at the moment, because we've still got a couple of rubber circuits, just a couple. One I figure is to a power point over that side just because of the size of it, that black one you see there, and the other one goes to the hot water cylinder for sure. So at some stage we get rid of the hot water cylinder and we won't need that anymore, so that's fine for now. Okay. Next, feed from that light switch up and over to our switchboard. So we have lounge hallway coming up, and we can cut that right there. Throw an F on that one. Got 2 more wires to run, and then that's all the wires that we're going to need. So next one will be coming from, again, switchboard to, I want to go to this switch first, I think, and then one from that switch to this switch. I suppose I could run one through to here as well. The light switch we haven't really touched, and it turns out it was fed from this one here, so that's the last wire I've got to run. It's all come pretty easy. Had this one up here and just pulled it through to the switchboard and then ran loops to the other ones as we need. It's by far the easiest way to go. And I've left a whole bunch of extra length on this one, just for future proofing, because I don't actually want the light switch to be that high and there. This is going to be for the kids, so probably have the light switch down where it can reach, a bit easier for a year or two anyway, till it grows up. So just got one more wire to run, and I'll just push that up and through and bring that to here, so that switch is fed from here. It doesn't really matter where it's fed from, and then it just saves on an amount of wires in the same spot. The other thing, last thing I've got to do in the roof is drill some holes here for where I want this light to go. Do that now, and then I can poke that wire down, and then we've pre-wired all of these fittings. Hopefully I've got enough single switches to be able to dual all these up, because otherwise it might be a Monday night to actually finish this and put it in the switchboard. Because yeah, we'll see how we go. I got a bunch of parts downstairs, but that's kind of all I could really find my first rummage through. So we'll see how we go. But at least we'll be tidying it up. So let's cut a hole. So there is a whitetail. I was just looking at putting this piece up to cover this hole, and yeah. So Emma's run off, so we'll squish that. But yeah, so we're going to clean this up and cover the hole, and just not even bother using that at the moment. So yeah, because I know to fix it nicely, you'd get a bit of wood, put it above, cut a circle of jib out, which I've got offcuts downstairs if I wanted to do it this way. Put some jib in the hole, and then plaster over it, and then paint over it, and then it would come out looking okay. But again, at some stage we're going to be replacing everything here, so we keep saying that. We'll see what happens in a couple of years' time. But yeah, Emma's working on some designs and plans.
Very boring at the moment.
This is the outside and the deck.
Yeah.
But it's good to see. Good to see some drawings.
And extension.
Yep, some extension, some expansion.
Extension.
And when we've got some 2D drawings done nice, we'll get a bit of 3D modelling going on. Been given a link to a really cool little program to be able to do on the computer. So we'll get into it.
Hey.
Yes, you're dusty. So we did our hole, we went in haste and didn't measure, and bang, there's a bit of wood. If I'd done that hole like here, would have been fine. So, god damn it, I'll put that back in, screw it up, we'll plaster over it, and we'll do what we should do. And I'll redo another hole just off to the side. God damn it. It was about time we took this apart. I mean, kudos to them for making it work, but... Jesus. And we've got rubber. So even though it was super thick, that must have been some of the rubber at least. I did see a J-box over by that fan. So yeah, cut my new hole, found the cable. That was super easy. And here's something I've never seen before. Little square like rivets, not screws, that they've used to hold this thing. So, oh yeah. Oh, if this means that we're getting rid of another rubber circuit, that is awesome. That is great. Fantastic. Oh, it's just a nail. Bastards. Cool. Well, now I've got another reason to get up, I suppose. Even though I've already pulled that one through, I want to poke the end of that down this hole. That one we'll just be able to, again, paint and plaster over. So, yep, be able to pull this rubber out. And I suspect this fan should be on the same sort of thing. But we won't worry about that for now. Come in the middle of winter, if we're not getting, good heat output from the fire, then maybe we'll be able to use that to push the heat down, or come next summer, it might be good. But for now, it's a bit of a luxury we don't even really care about. So that's cool. I suppose we could get rid of it completely, but it might be handy soon enough. Better to have it than not, I think. So, yeah, we'll get up, we'll pull that one feed through for the side light, and see in a bit. So we do have a complication. This rubber wire is for sure the power point in the far side of the lounge. That is certain. And I don't know how good the light is here, but hey, it's a roof space, that's what you get. So I've pulled all this rubber out, and it's cool. And we've traced it back to here, where we have a J-box just above the fan. So I'm going to take the rubber out of the J-box, and it means that at the switchboard I'll just have to double up what is already there in that circuit breaker and in those earth and neutral terminals, because if it's half and half, you still want to get rid of the rubber, and we still wanted the switch where it was in the lounge, or sorry, where the new one is going to be, so you can turn it on when you walk into the lounge. Makes sense to me, right? Meanwhile, I've got this like 1mm copper wire that sort of seems to just be strung around the roof, and no reason or rhyme to it, other than to behead people as they walk through. You can't really see it because it's so tiny, but if that looks like a spider web, that's actually, yeah, real thin bit of copper. Maybe it was a lightning protection thing back in the day. I really can't think. Maybe it was an attempt at bonding the roof, but it's not bonded anywhere. It's just tied up amongst your wooden trusses. So, yeah, we're taking that out while we're at it, because we can. Right up. And thank goodness this wire was poking its face out towards me, because I did not fancy trying to crawl in to that space there to try and find where this was. But you can sort of see one little tiny wire over there that will be going to the light in that area. So, yeah, got a little bit lucky there. That's not coming out now. There we go. And why wasn't it coming out? Because it had decided to twist. Oh, should be past that now. Right, not a glamorous job, but hell, it needs to be done. Cool. So we'll call that Prewire, and we'll leave it there, I think. There's plenty more to do, but you need to go to a shop tomorrow and pick up some parts. So, yeah, we'll finish this off when we do that. But for now, thanks for watching. That's been a dirty day, but that's part of it. You got to do the dirty part before you do the easy bit. So, all good. Next thing you know, we'll have some lights.